Hey guys, what's going on? So this week I have this Snake Eyes deck profile that I want to show you guys. This Snake Eye deck profile is not so different from the ones you see like in YouTube, probably the ones you have. Um, you're gonna be ending up with the same board such as Promethean Princess. You're gonna be ending up with the same board as Apollosa, the Swarm Ships, and Scoldred. You're gonna be summoning Barone, but this deck runs a little bit different than the ones you see on YouTube and probably the ones you have. And I'm gonna show you what cards I implemented to run it, to make it my own. And let's begin real quick with the deck profile, and you're gonna see which cards I'm running that makes this deck a little bit special and different than from the rest. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna start with the staples, the support cards, and you're gonna be running 2 DD Crows. In the Snake Eye engine, you're gonna be running 3 Ash, 2 Oak, 2 Poplar. We're gonna be running 2 Maxis, 3 Ash Blossom in the support for the hand traps. We're gonna be running 1 Destrudo, 1 Fenrir, 3 copies of the Black Witch, the Abel Star. She's the main card of the deck and the main protagonist of the Symphos foils, Snake Eyes. We're gonna be running 1 Gameciel, and this guy right here, he is pretty much the boss, like the real boss monster of this deck. This guy right here will give you infinite negates. We're gonna be running 2 XL. Unfortunately, we got hit by the ban list about a month ago, and we can only run 2. I would have run 3, but we are limited to 2 now. And the second boss of the deck, the Flamberge Dragon, the Snake Eye. For the spells, we're gonna be running 1 for 1 to support the deck. In the Snake Eye engine, the Snake Eye Symphos foils of Salvation, 1 copy. 2 original Symphos foils. This card will help you a lot into sending the Abel Star to the graveyard and getting your Snake Eyes to the hand to start your combos. We're gonna be running 1 Dragon Revine, and there's a reason why. You're gonna run this card right here to send your Snake Eye Flamberge to the graveyard, and the Strudo. We're gonna be running 1 Kaiju, the Waterfront. This is to give you an easy access to Gameciel. With this card right here, you will be able to search Gameciel. You're gonna summon Summer's Gear, and we're gonna steal it with Flamberge Dragon, and we're gonna summon Gameciel into our field so we can do infinite negates. We're gonna be running 1 Divine Temple. I was thinking of running 2. It gives you an easy access into the Snake Eyes monsters to place them on the field. But I think 1 is good enough. The original Symphos foils, that's all the work, all the heavy loads. And you're gonna need space for Dragon Revine and Waterfront. 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Crossout, staples. We're gonna be running 3 Wanted. This is the main spell card searcher of the deck. This card will give you an easy access to the Bellstar, and the Bellstar will give you access to the Synthos foils and into the Snake Eyes. We're gonna be running 2 Dramatic Snake Eyes as another access to the Bellstar, and you're gonna get this card to place the Bellstar from the deck into the spells and zones, and you're gonna activate it to obviously get your Snake Eyes. If you have any Snake Eyes in your hand, you'll be able to use the Bellstar's effect by sending her to the graveyard. Well, we're gonna be running 3 impermanents. And finally, 1 Synthos Foils or Betrayal. This card will help you target a card on the field and negate it. Now we're gonna be running for the extra deck 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon. This card is really important here. And with this Strudel and the Snake Eyes, you're going to send this Strudel with Divine Dragon Ravine to the graveyard. Target a Poplar or an Oak and special summon this guy to synchro summon for Ancient Fairy Dragon. With Ancient Fairy Dragon, you're gonna pop up the Divine Temple or the Dragon Ravine so you can get an access to Waterfront. Keep sending your Snake Eyes to the graveyard, eventually getting Gameciel, and get Gameciel from your opponent's field to your side of the field, and go for infinite negates. Now, there's something that you gotta note here. This is very important. Once you summon Gameciel, in case you have Waterfront on the field, remember you're gonna have the counters on the field. So make sure you go for battle phase after you summon Gameciel. Once you do that, you kill Gameciel and whatever other monsters your opponent has on the field, and eventually you will get Gameciel from the graveyard using Flamber's effect. You place Gameciel in the column, spell and trap column, and then you summon it at the end of your opponent's turn, or during your opponent's turn, as Flambeer states, and that way you can get infinite negate using Waterfront. Always make sure to kill Gameciel before you keep going with your Snake Eyes engine effect, because if you do and Gameciel is on the field and Waterfront might have some counters, your opponent can use Gameciel's effect to negate your Snake Eyes. So basically you're gonna have to sacrifice your battle phase so you can get Gameciel to the field. There's another way, an easier way to get Gameciel on the field and continue with the Snake Eyes effect on special summoning your powerful boss monsters from the extra deck and the main deck. If you happen to have Gameciel in your hand, never activate Waterfront. Special summon Gameciel. Get rid of one of their powerful monsters. Kill Gameciel, and then activate Waterfront. And that way you can special summon with Flame Birch to the next once you give the turn to your opponent without any issues. You can special summon Gameciel to the field. It sounds like a lot of work, but trust me, it's worth it. It's really worth it. Once you get Gameciel on your side of the field, your opponent can't do anything, nothing. That the game is yours. The game is yours once you summon Gameciel in defense position to your side of the field. And Ancient Fairy Dragon is a easy access to these field spells. For support, we're gonna be running one Baron, obviously, one Starlight, one Banshee, one Zeus, one Linkuriboh, one Jagunity Knight. This card, using both Flamebirch and the Strudel, you're gonna have an easy access for this guy, so you can add Dragon Ravine. One Masquerina, one Unicorn, one Princess, one Skodred, one Crusadia Abramax for support, one Swamp Ship. We're gonna be running one Apollosa, and finally Access Code Talker. So Access Code Talker is here for OTK, and if you happen to have Skodred in the graveyard or Promethean Princess, you can pretty much go for the game to win the duels. So why am I running a Starlight here? A Starlight, she has the effect of she's here for support pretty much. You require 2+ level 1s. All the snake eyes are level 1, so once you activate her effect, you'll be able to get DD Crow from the deck to your hand. Once you do that, you can let's say you're in a mirror match against another snake eye deck, you can go for Starlight, DD Crow, and you can banish one of Flamebirch or Snake Eyes or the Bell Stars. It's a pretty cool combo right here. And yep. And we have Banshee. She takes one Spiral monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. That's what she's here for. Alright guys, so this is my deck profile of the Snake Eyes. I wanted to make this deck profile because I'm gonna be in the not too far in the future, I'm gonna show you some other decks that I've been working on that will counter this deck, and I'm gonna show you how to beat this deck with these other decks that I will show you in the future. Anyways guys, we're gonna move into the practice. We're gonna be doing some combos, and I'm gonna show you how to run this deck for the newcomers that don't know how the Snake Eyes work. Alright guys, let's begin and let's move on to the training. Alright guys, so here we're gonna go for the training. And I start second. I'm playing against the CPU, the Dark Danger CPU. I like to play against this deck right here, particularly because it interacts with the deck profiles that I make. In the CPU, this is one of the most interactive decks that you can test your deck profiles. So it's my turn now, and we're gonna start with our opponent is gonna make us discard with the I believe he played one of those Dark Row dealings, and I place a Poplar into the monster spell zones. So we're gonna start with Wanted, so we can get access to the Bellstar. So I send the other Black Witch that I had in my hand to activate to search for the Synthos foils, the original Synthos foils. We're gonna summon Poplar here. This is just one of the examples of how to get to Gameciel You can get to Gameciel quicker. Um, since I don't have a lot of experience playing Snake Eyes, I was kind of grinding a little bit with the training. But eventually I got to Gameciel, and I managed to summon him on my side of the field and go for infinite negates. Now, you can get to Gameciel quicker if you are a more experienced player with the Snake Eyes. For the newcomers, like me, for example, I took some couple of rounds duels in about a day or two to finally get the rhythm of the Snake Eyes. I'm not a big experienced player with the Snake Eyes, so that's why in this training it's gonna take me a little bit longer to access for Gameciel. But I was playing against real players, testing this deck, and I used to get to Gameciel quicker than this. But this is just an example of how you can, how you can do it. And let's continue with Flamberge. So here I'm gonna go with, I believe, we're going to activate one of the wanted effect to draw an extra card. So we're gonna send the Synthos foils, not the original, and because I have another original in the deck, so I don't need to recycle back the one in the graveyard. So from here, I think I go Promethean Princess. Special summon her. And with her, I was able to grab the Flamberge back. And Flamberge will special summon the Poplar and the Ash. So I was able to get the first dragon on the field. So my main goal right now is to summon the second Flamberge, so I can get to Dragon Ravine using the Link Dragonity monster. So I go with the Swamp Ship, because if you keep Promethean Princess on the field, you won't be able to special summon Gameciel. So you always want to have Promethean Princess in the graveyard, so you can get to Gameciel once you play some injured spells and trap card zone. So here I go for the attack, and I believe I pass on my opponent. So I have a Flamberge, I have Promethean Princess in the graveyard for interruption, I have an Ash, and I also have one Sinful as foils, the trap card for monster negate. So I'm good here for if in case I play against a real player. So now I have access to the 2 dragons. Here I believe I Ash. And I use Flamberge's effect to special summon the Black Witch, the Bellstar, and I search for the Synthos foil, the second copy. So what happens next? I get to draw Gameciel. I was about to search him with the Waterfront Tower, but I was fortunate enough to get to draw him. And remember, since I don't have the Waterfront Tower, I can just snatch steal the Gameciel and place him on my side of the field. And there was no negate with the Gameciel because I don't have Waterfront. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm gonna go with Dragoonity, Remulus. I'm going to activate a Flame Burst effect and the Dragoonity Knight Remulus effect to search for Ravine. I special summon the Poplar and the Ash to go for their effects. You can special summon Gameciel in the second turn, the third turn, and maybe the first turn when your opponent is if your opponent goes second. You will always end up special summoning Gameciel either in the second or third turn. In this practice, I managed to summon him in the I believe the fourth or the fifth turn. So I'm gonna special summon here Oak, activate his effect, special summon just special summon Ash. So here what I'm going to do is clear the field so I can get to the dragon and special summon it to my side of the field. So I sacrifice Poplar so I can place obviously Flame Birch, and I activated the Synthos Foils to clear my board so I can access to Flame Birch. So I summon here Ash, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to XC summon for Ratio, for Recital, Starlight. So I pick one of my monsters to increase his attack. That's one of her effects when she's summoned. And I search for Diddy Crow. So now I activate Jabin so I can send the Strudo. With the Strudo, I'm going to target that Ash, and I'm going to Synchro Summon for Asian Fairy Dragon. Special Summon it, and with him I'm going to pop the Ravine. I'm gonna take 1000 damage, and I'm gonna add Waterfront. So now I have Waterfront finally and Gameciel on the field. So I activate Diddy Crow because I don't want any interruptions with the activation. So I grab the Bellstar in the graveyard. That's my first counter. And I go for Skodred. To increase the amount of counters on the field. And the counter went from 1 to 4. Now I was able to have access to a clear board, so I went for the attack. And ended the turn. So Dramatic Snake Eyes in the graveyard will special summon my Flame Birch to the field. And during my opponent's turn, I was able to finally special summon Gameciel for extra Omni Negate. So at this point, Gameciel becomes an Omni Negate. You can negate pretty much anything your opponent throws at you, and you can go for game. So to activate his effect, you counter 2, -2, and you can negate any card that activates on the field. Effect, whatever. He's, like I say, he becomes an Omni Negate once you summon him on the field, and you have Waterfront Tower on the field as well. So I did this. I sent the trap card just to increase the Waterfront's effect counter to have more negates in case, let's say, you're playing against a real player. You can increase the tower's counter to have infinite negates with Gameciel. So the reason why I say infinite negates is because you can keep utilizing your Snake Eyes monster's ability to send them to the graveyard, to special summon them, increasing the Waterfront Tower's counters, so you can continue having infinite negates with Gameciel during your opponent's turn. And that's how you have the end board. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go now with the we're gonna play against real players, and we're gonna see how many people we will send to the chat round. Alright, guys, so we're gonna start our first duel against real people, and our opponent is playing some kind of Snake Eyes as well, with I believe Alistair. So I start first. Obviously I want to show you how the deck works, and how it goes with people, with real players. So this guy activates Baylor. He ashes my Ash. Well, he negates my Ash. So I activate Dramatic Snake to place the Bellstar. I go for Linkuriboh. I activate Wanter to search for Oak. Special summon Ash, and Ash will activate again to special summon Poplar and to add Divine Temple. So I place a Flamberge, summons Flamberge from the deck. I place an Ash for the third turn. Special summon the Snake Eye Flamberge. Now I have 2 Flamberge. So I was saving the Waterfront for my opponent to special summon. I was waiting for my opponent to have a monster on the field so I can add the put the Waterfront and start sending cards to the graveyard as I progress with the combo. That way I can add the Gameciel, special summon it, attack, and get it to my side of the field. But somewhere around the 3rd or the 4th turn, my opponent scoops out. So let's continue here. So I go with obviously the Waterfront to finally get Gameciel to the field. My opponent activates Sinful Spoils, the trap card, to negate the effect of I believe my Ash. So I chain with Linkuriboh to save it. So now I have 3 counters. I summon Poplar. He summons his Sinful Spoil, the Black Witch. He sets the Seeker. I add original Sinful. He ashes my Waterfront. So I let it go. I was about to bring Gameciel in my next round, anyways, and he scoops out here. So he knew he was gonna lose. I had a better board, and all right, guys, let's move on to the next video, to the next match. All right, guys, so let's go with the final round, the second and final round. So I have a Gameciel, which is good. I didn't have a good hand here, so I just had impermanence. My opponent also sets. Doesn't seem to have a good hand either. So I go for Gameciel. I activate the Black Witch. Add the Synthos Foils, and my opponent ashes. So I pass. My opponent blows the only defense that I have right now, and he summons a rice heart, and he goes for the attack. So right now my opponent has the advantage, and luckily I drew Ash, and I got the Poplar. So since Poplar got added, I can proceed with the combo, and I place a Flame Birch. I go for Link Karibo, then Parallel Exceed. Special summon the second copy, and I special summon Flame Birch. I steal the Gameciel to prepare him for the next couple of turns coming. That way I can special summon him to the field along with the Waterfront Tower, and I can get the Negates. So I go for the attack, and my opponent special summon the Golden Soul Sword. He sends my Flame Beer to the deck, but I have a second one ready to be special summon, and I go for the attack. So he scoops out here. He has no outs to it, and I had multiple. I had like 2 Poplars in the graveyard, and I believe maybe a Natch. And on top of that, I had another Ash in my hand, so he wouldn't win anyways. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here because I don't want the video to be too long. I'm gonna keep posting more gameplays of this deck throughout the month. I'm gonna focus entirely, not entirely, but I'm gonna focus on this deck a lot to fix it, whatever issues might have along the way. So far, the deck has been pretty cool, and it's been pretty good, and I have no complaints at the moment. If it needs fixing, let me know. Also, I will fix it myself as well if I see any flaws. At the moment, the deck seems good, and well, this is my version of the Snake Eyes. Also, stay tuned. I'm gonna be posting more deck profiles to counter the Snake Eyes, since Snake Eyes is the most popular deck right now in Yu-Gi-Oh. But I will create decks that can counter the Snake Eyes. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.